In this lecture, we are going to study about another property of superconductors, that is Meissner effect, and also see the difference of type 1 and type 2 superconductors. This is Unit 5, Lecture 9. What are the properties of superconductors? We know that zero electrical resistance, persistent current, critical temperature, critical magnetic field. All this we have seen in the previous lecture. Lastly, we have perfect diamagnetism, which is also called as Meissner effect. We will be studying about what is Meissner effect. When superconductors are cooled below their critical temperature in the presence of a magnetic field, the magnetic flux is expelled from the interior of the specimen and the superconductor becomes a perfect diamagnetic. This phenomenon is known as Meissner effect, and Meissner effect is reversible. The magnetic induction inside the specimen is given by B is equal to mu naught into H plus M, where H is the magnetic field applied externally and M is the magnetization produced within the specimen. In this diagram you would see temperature is greater than Tc and the magnetic field H is greater than Hc. B is not equal to 0. B inside the specimen is not equal to 0. But if T is less than Tc or H is less than Hc, you can see that B inside the sample is equal to 0. It is a superconducting material showing diamagnetism. So we know that at T is equal to Tc, less than Tc, B is equal to 0, and therefore B is equal to mu naught into H plus M is equal to 0. From here you get M is equal to minus H. From definition, the susceptibility of the material is equal to M by H. From this relation, you get it as minus 1. The specimen is therefore diamagnetic, and the state in which magnetization cancels the external magnetic field completely is called as perfect diamagnetism. Thus, zero electrical resistivity and perfect diamagnetism are the essential properties that characterize the superconducting state. Meissner effect is a standard test used to conclusively prove whether a particular material is a superconductor or not. A smaller magnet repelled by a bigger superconductor hovers in air. This is known as levitation effect. The levitation effect is utilized in the operation of maglev trains. So, this is an application of diamagnetism. Next, we shall see what are type 1 and type 2 superconductors. Here you have a graph between H, the applied field along the x-axis, and amount of diamagnetism along the y-axis. Superconductors exhibiting a complete Meissner effect, that is perfect diamagnetism, are called as type 1 superconductors. They are also known as soft superconductors. When the magnetic field strength is gradually increased, this is increasing value, at H is equal to Hc, the diamagnetism abruptly disappears and the material becomes a normal material. We have some examples over here: aluminium, zinc. Highest value of Hc is about 0.1 Weber per meter square. So these are type 1 superconductors. There is an abrupt change from the superconducting state to the normal state. In type 2, we have a gradual change from superconducting state to the normal state. In between, we have a region known as the vortex region. In type 2 superconductors, up to Hc1, known as a lower critical field, the specimen is in superconducting state. The magnetic flux lines are rejected. When the field is increased beyond Hc1, which is we are called as a lower critical field, the magnetic flux line starts penetrating. Between the lower critical field, that is Hc1, and the upper critical field Hc2, the specimen is in a mixed state or vortex state. So over here we have below Hc1 it is a superconducting state, above Hc2 it's a normal state, between Hc1 and Hc2 it's a mixed state, also called as the vortex state. Above Hc2 the specimen is in a normal state. They are also known as hard superconductors. We have some examples. Hc2 can be as high as 20 to 50 Weber per meter square. So in this lecture we have seen what is Meissner effect and also what are type 1 and type 2 superconductors with a graphical